Good evening, folks. Welcome to the info session of GTSC 2022 Solution Challenge. This is going to be a very informative and insightful session for everyone present here. So, even I can't wait to introduce you to this flagship event from Google, that is Solution Challenge 2022. Myself, Paritosh, currently being the technical lead at GTSC NIT Patna chapter. So, without any further ado, let's get started with the session. So, what is this Solution Challenge by GTSC? So this GTSC Solution Challenge is an annual skill contest that invites university students across the globe to develop solutions that solves and addresses one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and which is using one or more of the Google technologies or the platforms basically. So Solution Challenge is a flagship and a prestigious event from Google, and it is an excellent opportunity for everyone to build a solution for any real world problem, and along with learning and gaining exposure to the technologies. So definitely it's an excellent opportunity and you should definitely try it. Let's see further what it is. So next I'm going to play a video and that will introduce you to the solution challenge better. So you might have got a fair idea about the 17 SDGs, like a quick overview about that. So let's see the timeline for this whole event from Google. So this timeline can be grouped into three major phases, and that is first of all is getting started part. So you have to join a GTSC chapter, and since you are a student of NIT Patna, you can join the NIT Patna GTSC chapter. And along with that, you also have to form a team of 4 members, maximum of 4 members. You can be participate alone or uh, in with your friend of 2 or 3 maybe, and maximum limit is 4. So after you have formed a team, you can start identifying the problem statement basically, which can come under the 17 SDGs, and therefore you also have to select the SDGs because that is the minimum criteria for this event. And then after that, you have to register on the site through the Google form, and this form link would be posted here in the chat box. And even later on, after this session, it would be circulated through the GDSA NIT Patna chapter social media handles on Discord server. So this is about the timeline. So now let's talk about the 17 SDGs that we have. So first of all, what is SDG basically? So this whole GDSC solution challenge mission is to solve SDGs out of the 17. And this Sustainable Development Goals was created by United Nations in 2015 to achieve these 17 SDGs, and the target year chosen was 2013. So it has been agreed upon by 193 nations, which are member states, and it basically aims to end poverty and ensure prosperity and protect the planet. So it's basically you can call a global call to action. So next, let's have a quick overview over the 17 SDGs now. So I will play the video. So that was about the 17 SDGs. I hope it had given a quick overview over that. So next we have is another video.
Hi everyone. The mission of this year's Google Developer Student Club Solution Challenge is to solve for one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals using Google technology. Citing the official United Nations website, these goals are the blueprint to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. They address the global challenges we face, including poverty, inequality, climate change, environmental degradation, peace, and justice. During this video, I will show you how you can research these goals and brainstorm ideas for your Solution Challenge project. So starting with the official UN SDG site, the first thing I suggest you do is click on each of the goals and read the challenges each goal faces. For example, Goal 1, No Poverty. This page will give you a good primer to the challenges we face on our road to no poverty. And down at the bottom of the page, you can take a look at the facts and figures and the breakdown of targets defined for each goal. There's also an infographic you can check out to get a high-level overview of the current state of things as it relates to the specific goal. Go over the rest of the goals to get familiarized with them and see if any ideas come to mind about solutions you can build using technology. If ideas do arise, write them down to brainstorm further later. Another great site that can really help you generate solution ideas is DIAL, which stands for Digital Impact Alliance. We're going to focus on two tabs, SDGs and the building blocks, but I urge you to look at the other tabs. They're just as useful for your ideation stage. Okay, so let's look at the SDGs tab and take a look at Goal 2, Zero Hunger. This goal has 8 targets, which help you focus on solving a certain aspect of the goal. For example, Target 1, which summarizes as end hunger by ensuring access by all people to good, healthy food all year round. Okay, so immediately ideas start to spark. Maybe you can build a charity app that either accepts donation-safe healthy food or accepts monetary donations dedicated to providing food. Or maybe you can build a volunteering platform that brings people together to help the community at risk. Brainstorm with your team and see what aspects of these problems you are familiar with. Or maybe you have access to communities who are dealing with the challenge. Having personal knowledge of a problem will allow you to design solutions which are far more effective and easier to adopt. Now, let's take a look at Goal 10, Reduced Inequalities. Target 1, achieve and sustain income growth for the bottom 40% of the population at a rate higher than the national average. What a well-defined target. Okay, so now you can start brainstorming again on how you can achieve progress through technology here. Maybe you can build an app or a platform that educates people on financial and saving strategies. Or maybe you can help small businesses grow through education apps or e-commerce and marketing apps that are specific to your community. For example, in my community, the elderly struggle with finding online educational content, and I might consider building an elderly-friendly educational platform. This platform can potentially provide the elderly with equal opportunities at learning new skills and at increasing their income. You'll see that going through these web pages will spark many ideas in your mind. Write them down and discuss them with your team. See which idea really strikes a chord with your ability and your belief. You'll be working on this for a while. You want to solve a goal that you are passionate about or that's really close to home. In the next video in the series, I'll be going through a demo case study. I'll pick up an idea and simulate the steps my team and I will take towards a successful demo submission. I hope the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals inspire you to solve for your community in a meaningful way. We can't wait to see all of your demo submissions.
Yeah, so this was about the 17 SDGs, and this video has given more detail regarding those SDGs to help you understand how you can think of a problem and implement a solution. So even this video links would be shared in the chat box and then later on, so you can watch it again, and it is available on YouTube. Even you can go through many videos that are available regarding solution challenge that will help you out in this whole ideation process. So basically go and start and brainstorm your ideas, and it should come under the one or at least one of the 17 UN SDGs. That is the criteria that has been set up. And so next we can move to the timeline part. That is, once you have identified the problem and selected the SDG where under which it comes. Now you have to think of the solution basically, and then further build it up. So you have to brainstorm the solution with your team, and then start working on it. Then you go and start building the prototype and then testing it. Even after testing it on your side, Google recommends that you should start taking cycles of feedbacks from real people on your solution and try to iterate this process and improve your solution. And that is what this guideline provides, that you design, build, and then improve through testing. So next is the solution design framework. There are 4 videos here, and these videos basically are very short, 1 to 5 minutes each, which presents a small bit of information about this, how you can prepare for the solution. Like you can think about a problem and then start developing its solution. It basically provides a pathway for you. So that's why we can call it as a solution designing framework, and you can watch it later on, and we are not going over that right now. Okay, so the next part is the design sprinting kit. So it is basically a very popular method by which is used by Googler, and which has been like used everywhere. Even like it is basically a quick way of allowing people to how you can brainstorm your ideas, and then you can make a solution out of it and a prototype to validate that idea. So it basically deals like happens in a 5-day phases, and it starts, the first phase is to like understand the problem. You map out the problem, what is the problem statement. After you have defined the problem, you try to pick like think of the solution and try to pick some of the important areas upon which your problem is based on, and try to solve those small bits or part of it. And once like you try to solve it, then you try to sketch it using a crazy eights method that you can read it definitely. And sketching part, after the sketching part is done, you try to compile all those sketches together again to solve a complete problem that you had posed at the very start. And so in this way you ideate basically a solution, and now you have the solution. Next part is to build a prototype out of it, and so that it could be a realistic. And so this you decide to building the prototype, and once your prototype is made, you need to validate the prototype by using like getting the feedback from real people, and then iterating this step again and again. You improve the solution, then take the feedback, improve the solution, and take the feedback, and this cycle continues. And this is what this design sprint kit presents to you. Like you can think of a solution in this 5 steps in a 5-day. You don't have to wait long for like building a full-fledged product. You can even make a prototype and decide whether this what is the scope of this idea or the solution that you have made. That is the part basically. So the next thing is now. So even like it may happen that some of you might be newer to the technology, and even the things that you require you don't know. So for that purpose, Google is here to help you out. So Google has a platform called Code Labs where you can learn skills on your own. It is basically our self-paced lab, and it provides tutorials and guided hands-on, which you can take on demand. And it is basically pretty good. Like it is curated step by step, and it also covers a wide range of topics. So here you can see some of the products from Google like Android, Firebase, Flutter, GCP, TensorFlow. So even this is not limited to this only. This is just a small major section that is shown in the slides. So there is no prerequisites. Once you have identified a solution, there is enough time right now. You can learn those skills and then build a solution out of it. So just that is enough for you. Next, these are some of the testimonials of the QClass that users have tried on, and definitely it is pretty good. If you want to learn any new skills related to the Google technologies, you can try the Code Labs. Now comes like the most important part of this session, that is the judging criteria. So you can say that the solution challenge, the most appealing aspect is the opportunity that the students are getting. Basically, like they are solving a real world problem and making a difference. But the thing is, even like after the submission phase ends, there, if the teams get selected in top 50 or the further rounds, they get additional mentorship from the Google professional to further improve their solution and take that to the next level. So for that purpose, you have to pass through the selection rounds, and that is where the judging criteria comes into picture. So you should be very much clear with that criteria so that you can score higher and higher and get past the first selection round, which selects the top 50 teams all over the world. So let's see what is the judging criteria basically. So it is evaluated in two phases. First is the impact and next is the technology. So the 60 points is given for impact and 40 is for technology. And this first section, that is the impact, it basically evaluates or assesses how effective your solution addresses the 17 or the SDGs that you have listed out in your submission. So how effective is your solution addressing that SDGs that you have identified? So this majorly impact section accounts for this. So what actually you have to do is you have to be clear with identifying your problem that you want to solve. Does it addresses the SDG goals that you have pointed out? And then like in the form, you have to list out the SDGs. So that is what is meant by this statement. And then you have to address that challenge by your solution, not only identifying, you have to make it happen and show it in your submission as well. So next, they also emphasizes on your testing part, whether your project has been thoroughly tested or not, even with the real users that we had talked about earlier. Like you have to go through this cycle of taking a feedback and then improving your product and repeat it. So marks for that is also listed out. So you have to take care on that. And definitely you should have a clear plan to scale your idea in the future. So that whole thing comes under the impact. How impactful is your solution? And so this is the thing. Next is the technology. So technology criteria basically accesses the actual project that is being made by you. So the basic prototype that is being made by you. So it deals with that aspect, and it sees whether you have implemented, like you have thought a solution, but whether that solution is being implemented by you or not, like very how much is your progress in that, whichever technologies you have used to build a solution, and how well even you have used those technologies. So various specs come under this. It basically deals with the implementation. It also says that you should have a very clear understanding that why you are using this particular technology in your solution. So points for that as well. And lastly, there is, you should include a video submission, like it should have a video demonstration of your solution, which needs to be very sorted. So points for that as well. So you can go through this judging criteria whenever you are thinking, like even come up with your solution, started to building up. So always take care of all these points, because on the basis of this only your solution submission would be graded. So the next part, like we have covered the two phases. Getting started phase, that is you have to join the chapter, select the strategy form, like register through the form, and then after registering, you even have built the solution, tested it. Now you have to like do the submission basically, like the further steps. So the deadline for this submission is 31st March 2022, and the form for the form registration is also for 2022 or 31st March. Both dates are same. So the I think date is clear. So after your project is done, you have to record a video demonstration, and the maximum limit for that video is 2 minutes. You should not exceed that limit, and in that video, basically, you should show what are the problems you are solving and your solution, like this problem you're solving, and what is your solution to that problem. And then you should also demonstrate the demonstration your prototype that you have made, like let's say I am the user and I would be using your solution or the prototype. So you can think from that perspective and make a demonstration. It should be very clear, it should be understandable by anyone. Just in nutshell we can say. Then we have like the next part. Once this 31st March passes, then this shortlisting process starts, and Google selects top 50 solution from all over the world, and then tentatively they releases the result of this 50 teams in mid-April. And further, after the selection of this top 50 teams, they are contacted and they get a mentorship from the Google professional itself to further improve their product and take it to the next level. So in this 1 month, 1 month and more, they receive the mentorship and improve their product. And then again, they have to showcase their product, like how much they have improved and done. So after like they have submitted their next improved version, again a shortlisting process is done, and they select out the top 10 out of those. And this happens in June, and again those top 10 which are selected, they again receive the same mentorship and go through the process, and for a month, and they improve their solution. And finally, after this process of like in the month of June, they again submit the final version, and it again will be evaluated by the judges. And this time uh, it will be like the winners would be selected. So again there would be a demo day where these top 10 finalists have to present their hacks, the solutions on a YouTube live, and out of those top 10, the top 3 would be selected. So that is about the submission and the judging part. So I hope this would be clear. Now, next. Okay. So we have a glimpse of the 2021 Solution Challenge demo day. So all the videos are available on YouTube of Google developers, and even you can search it. You will get it, 2021 Solution Challenge demo day. It is also available on the website of the GDSC Solution Challenge 2022. And so these are a whole playlist of all the videos that had a stream on last year on 26th August. Okay, and then these are the top 10 finalists that have presented their solutions in the YouTube live ceremony. And two submissions were from India as well. The Eye of God, I hope everyone has checked it out. And another was Swasti. So if you haven't checked it out, please go and check their hacks. So just a minute. Yeah. Now comes the prizes basically. I hope the slides is visible. Um, It's still loading. Yeah, now it's visible. So there are perks also available for the students that submit their solutions. So first of all, whoever submits their solution, they will get a digital profile badge on their Google developers profile, and they will also receive the official certificate. So if you submit your solution by 31st March, you will be getting this. Now, out of those, the top 50 teams that are selected, they will receive a customized mentorship that we have talked about. Then they will be also receiving a branded merchandise and a certificate. Then the top 10 finalists that are selected out of those top 50, they will receive additional swag box and all the things that were included earlier, that is there. So they again receive the mentorship, definitely. And then out of those top 10, there would be three finalists, that is rank 1, 2, and 3. So top three, so the top rank 1, 2, and 3, they each would be receiving a cash prize of $3,000, and that is a huge sum of money you can think of, definitely. And there's each member of a team would receive this much amount. Okay. And then the contest finalists, in that each of the member of a team would be receiving $1,000. So you can see rewards are definitely very huge, but you have to be passionate and ideate something very unique to reach to that level. So now we have come to the almost end of the session. These are some of the general FAQs. So first is the, can a solution solve a problem that is out of the scope of 17 SDGs? So Google requires that at least one of the SDGs should be there, like problem statements should come under one SDG. So that is not allowed, that your problem statement is not coming under any of the 17 SDGs. Next FAQ is, can any student submit multiple submissions if they have contributed to both projects? Like one individual is, can one individual be present in two teams? So that is not allowed as per the terms and conditions. And then what if the student is not from a college which have a GDSC chapter? So in that case, the student have to uh, team up with another student who is currently a part of a GDSC chapter. In that way, the student that does not belong to any chapter, he can also participate. But the criteria is, in a team, at least one student should be a part of chapter, should be a member there. And lastly is, given the implication of the social distancing and this COVID scenario, will judges be lenient in the judging criteria or when marking the solutions? So definitely Google has a good news for you, that they would be taking care of these extreme scenarios as well. Like due to COVID scenario, you were not able to meet with your team physically, and you were not able to test your solution properly, and even there is a lack of internet access, and the developer environment is missing definitely when you are not at college. So Google has provided that they will be lenient in this three aspects, and due to the implications of social distancing and COVID scenario. So yeah, definitely we have come to the end. So we are waiting to see what you will be building for the future of this world. This is all about. So thank you very much. And now we are open to questions. If anyone have, they can unmute or raise their hand.
Yes, sir. We have a doubt in the chat section. If you may please take it up.
Okay, so Arsalan, sorry for pronouncing it wrong for the first time. So you are from a college where you don't have GDSC basically. So how could you join GDSC chapter to participate in solution challenge? So the clear criteria the Google has provided that in a team of four, at least one should be a member of any GDSC chapter. So you can team up with your friend or you can network with other people that are a part of GDSC chapter. Now the question may also come like how could you find? So you can join various communities or even the Discord server they are operating right now virtually. So you could join and see if someone you find there that they are ready to collaborate or connect with you. You can try that way. Even you can reach out to through the groups that are made on various channels like LinkedIn or even the Telegram groups are also there for the different communities. So you can try and network with a student who is part of a GDSC chapter. And that is the minimum criteria for participation. I hope this will resolve your doubt. Okay, so we will be ending the session in 2 minutes. If you folks don't have any queries regarding GDSC solution challenge, then the session would end after 2 minutes. It seems there are no more doubts, so we can end the session. So thank you all for joining and hope you will participate in the solution challenge and build a successful hack. So signing off, this is Paritosh. So thank you.